Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Monday, November the 19th. I'm Clay Emo at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm a founding member of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is game day. Tonight, the Vancouver Canucks host the Winnipeg Jets at Rogers Arena. Going to tonight's game with my son Sean. He's at Canuck_Sean on Twitter. He only really tweets when he's at games or watching games, so who knows, maybe he'll be active tonight, especially if he doesn't want to talk to his dad sitting beside him. He better talk to me. I'm the one bringing him to the game. Anyways, this is game number 2 of a quick 2-game homestand, playing against 2 Canadian teams. Hence my tweet from last week about rank the 7 Canadian teams in order of preference. So they lost to Montreal 3-2 on Saturday night in that very entertaining and exciting game. And tonight they have the Winnipeg Jets. My second favorite team, I should say, of course, behind the Vancouver Canucks. In fact, the Winnipeg Jets are the only NHL team aside from the Canucks that I actually have a t-shirt for. Yeah, I spend all my money on Canucks stuff because why bother getting anything else? So I do have a Winnipeg Jets shirt, and as I've mentioned a few times on here, they are my second favorite team because I like Connor Hollaback. I like a lot of the players there. My cousin Dusty used to coach there, and I've been to the city quite a few times for church and speaking gigs, and I really like the city and the people there. And I was there last spring when they were in their run against Vegas in the Western Conference Final. So a lot of reasons why I like Winnipeg, but most importantly, I do like the players, starting with their goalie, Connor Hollaback. I hope he doesn't play well tonight, though, as they face a shorthanded Vancouver Canucks team. And it was crazy. We heard the stories from yesterday's practice of how Chris Tanev wasn't there, maintenance day. Anton Roussel left a bit early. Jacob Markstrom left a bit early. And it was if those 3 guys somehow, thank God they don't, but if all 3 of those guys were injured, then we could have conceivably had our top 3 goalies hurt, Markstrom, Nilsson, and Demko. Our top 2 D-men in Edler and Tanev. Our top 2 wingers in Besser and Berchi. Our bottom 2 centers in Sutter and Beagle. And our biggest agitator in Anton Roussel. Thankfully, Tanev, Roussel, and Markstrom all look like they'll play today. Tanev's was maintenance day. Roussel seems like he'll be fine. He just wanted to rest a bit. And Markstrom, apparently they didn't need him for the last 1 or 2 drills they were doing at practice. Thank goodness, because we already know that we're out with 6 regulars, and that is, of course, Besser, Berchi, Edler, Sutter, Beagle, and Anders Nilsson, our backup. Travis Green and the club did give some updates to a lot of these injured players. It sounds like Besser and Edler will skate today, which is awesome. It doesn't mean they're going to play today, but they'll be at least skating today at practice. Then we have, looks like Sutter, who's still a couple weeks away. It looks like Beagle's also 2 or 3 weeks away, not until December. And then Anders Nilsson looks like she's going to be practicing fully soon and being activated. And then I'm missing one. Oh, that's Sven Berchi. Sven Berchi's probably the one that we're most concerned about because he's doing the lightest skating, if any, of the guys. And he's out with his concussion, of course. So there's hope on the horizon, but it's still a few weeks away. But obviously it looks like Besser and Edler will be the candidates to join the club, to be the next regulars to be activated, whenever that would be. And I tweeted out last night, maybe I was in a good mood. It was Sunday night before I went to bed, and I said, I want to end this weekend with some positivity. So I said this. Here's 5 positive thoughts for the Vancouver Canucks to end off the weekend, or to start off this week. Number 1, Elias Pettersson looks dangerous again. It's not like he was ever not dangerous, but I think you'd agree with me. He slumped a tiny bit, just a bit, getting as many opportunities on the road trip, but it was great to see him all over the ice in Montreal, scoring a goal, had a chance for 1 or 2 others, basically in the middle of everything. So Pettersson's doing well. Horvat is not complaining, is actually thriving by putting the team on his back. That's what you expect from a future captain, but the addition of a certain player, which I'll get to in a second, will help with that. Number 3, Besser and Edler, like I said, it sounded like they're skating today. Number 4, Sam Gagner's, I just spoiled it, Sam Gagner's arrival, so that's going to help. And number 5, the fact that despite all their 5 straight losses, the Canucks are still in 3rd place in the Pacific Division, and that's because that division's very weak. San Jose and Calgary are above us, and then some combination of Anaheim, Edmonton, Arizona, Vegas, and LA are below us. So not the strongest division, the weakest of the 4 divisions, and obviously the Canucks are benefiting from that. Something to look forward to tonight, it will be interesting, will be the return of Sam Gagner. He's called up from the Toronto Marlies. Yesterday, I did a whole video on that yesterday, got some decent reaction to it. And as I mentioned yesterday, this is a good move for the Canucks. It's a low-risk move. He brings veteran leadership, and veteran, presence. He knows the team. He knows the systems. He knows his teammates. He knows the coaches, and he knows the city. So really, it was a no-brainer, given that if they want veteran leadership, they want a bit of a scoring punch, perhaps he can bring that. He's doing very well in the AHL. And I think just to have guys bump down maybe one spot in the lineup, I think some guys are trying to play too high in the lineup because, like I said, of the four forwards that are out, Besser, Berchi, Edler. Sorry, Edler's not a forward. Besser, Berchi, Sutter, and Beagle. So what do we expect from Sam Gagner? I think we're going to see a motivated player, and I think if he does well, he has a chance to stick, obviously. We can worry about the waivers and the ramifications of trying to send him through again, but I could see him sticking for a while, especially. He can play center, so he can take some of the defensive zone face-offs away from Horvat, and he can also play on the wing, a utility guy, kind of like Granlund. But I expect to see him in center tonight. Maybe that means that our centers are Horvat, Pettersson, Gagner, and then it's going to be one of Gauntz, Gaudette, or Granlund. I see Granlund on the wing, so really it's going to be Gauntz or Gaudette. Maybe it's going to be Gaudette and Gauntz sits, or maybe it's the other way around. Gauntz plays and Gaudette sits. We will see. Canucks practice at 10:30 today, but they might not have any news about their lineup until later tonight, because I think today is just kind of one of those optional game day skates. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm excited to see Pettersson. I'm excited to see Sam Gagner. It sounds weird, but I am excited to see what he can do. He might come in very energized and brings, like I said, some much-needed depth and stability to our forward group. Canucks fans, what do you think? What do you think of tonight's game? Do you give the Canucks a shot against a very powerful Winnipeg Jets team? Winnipeg, I believe, is 11-5-2, so that's 24 points in just 18 games, as opposed to the Canucks' 22 points in 22 games, and they're led, of course, by their really strong forwards in Scheifele, Wheeler, Laine, Kyle Connor, and then on D, you have guys like, of course, Bufflin and Myers and Trouba and Morrissey. So should be a good matchup for the Canucks. A very tough game, but hey, they get up for these really tough teams, really good teams, and I expect to see a really entertaining game at Rogers Arena. Canucks fans, leave a comment below, whether it's about Pettersson, Gagner, Winnipeg Jets, whatever you want to talk about. I like to read and react and reply as best I can. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. And enjoy the day. I'm in a good mood. I'm positive. Sun's out. Just got to get through this day of work before I watch the Vancouver Canucks and the Winnipeg Jets with my son, Sean. Have a great day. God bless. And go Canucks go.